cute little intro.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stay the Course, Intimate Stories from Women Who Win. I am so excited. I never go live on Friday. I never do this. I haven't done something like this in a minute, but I am super excited because I have been having the opportunity to talk to amazing women who are winning. They know where they are. They know what they need to get. They're growing. They're living a meaningful life. It's just been really, really awesome. And again, I want to thank you all for allowing me the space to share my story, be fully me, and to just bring these amazing women to you. I mean, I cannot ask for anything better. So happy Friday. I hope you had a wonderful week. If you are joining me for the very first time, I know I see some people on here. Go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're joining from, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, which I personally think is the best coast. Whether you're from the North, the South, if you were from the islands, if you're from Europe, if you're from, anywhere in the world, let us know where you are joining from. Let us know. Oh my goodness, we got New York in the house. Get out of here. I'm excited. Hello, Sylvia. Hello, my friend. I'm so glad that you are here. Hello, Tina from North Carolina. Hey, girl, what's going on? So happy to have you here. Who else do we have joining us? While I am waiting for Facebook to do what it does and draw in the people, I'm going to ask that you share. I mean, sharing is caring, right? I think it is. I mean, hey, why not? Let's see here. Who do I see? I see Melanie. Hello, my friend. Hello. I am so excited, you guys. Tonight, and the amazingness and the amazing woman that I am going to be sharing with you tonight is just, I'm overjoyed. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this disclaimer. She is not in my industry. She is not someone that I met through my team, the John Maxwell team. This is someone who is making waves. She is making a difference here in my local community, in the Inland Empire, here in California. And I am super excited. She is a wife. She's a mother. She's an entrepreneur. She's an artist. I know she did some modeling back in the day. She is a go-getter. I mean, she is, goodness gracious. You know what? There's so much that she is. But most importantly, she is a woman she is living out her success on her own terms. So I want you guys to show some love, show some hearts. Let me know that you're excited that the weekend is here and more excited to meet my guest, because you know what? Nothing but awesomeness for everyone that gets an opportunity to just share in this time in this space with me. So I want to welcome you to Miss Marla Matime. Marla, I want to make sure I got you on screen, girl. There you are. There you are.
Hey.
Everyone, this is Marla Matime. She is, and I'm not, titles. Okay, you guys just forgive me. I'm not a big person on titles. However, as we've been sharing about burnout, and I've talked to women from different age ranges. You guys have heard my story. You guys have also heard me share about millennials experiencing burnout. Marla is a millennial, and I'm telling you, she is doing big thing. So Marla, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here, and thank you for saying yes.
I'm so excited. You see like a permanent smile.
I know your face is going to hurt by the time we're done.
I'm really excited for this opportunity. I really thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You know what? When I meet amazing women, and we've had the opportunity to know each other for several years, mm-hmm. and when I meet women who they think for themselves, they act for themselves, they're learning for themselves, they're trying things, they're failing at things, they're getting up and trying again. I can't help but be drawn to those women, because that tells me that whatever God has placed inside of them, they are unafraid to go after it.
Amen. I like that.
That's you, honey. That's you. So you are getting some love up here, Sylvia. She's from the East Coast, so she's raising her hand and she's giving you tons and tons of claps. We're getting tons of likes and tons of hearts. Very, very cool.
So gracious.
I love it. So, Marla, go ahead, and I gave you your introduction, but go ahead and just share a little bit about yourself.
So, I am a mom. I'm a wife. I am an artist. I sing. I write. I have been a part of a R&B group that was not really successful, but out of it, I've gained sisters in my musical journey. I am a media mogul, or that's what I've coined myself. So
own it, honey.
So I've been fortunate enough to work with brilliant people in the community and help to facilitate positive change and opportunity by managing projects with media, marketing, and public relations. I've edited a couple of children's books. That one is published, and I'm just really blessed and humbled to wear the many hats that God has told me to put on at certain times in my life.
Yes. I think that is so amazing. I mean, I sit here and listen to all the things that you're doing, and I remember back when I was your age, because I know that I'm way older than you are. But just the fact that you are so incredibly proactive in being involved in making a difference and utilizing art and communication and media as a form to make a difference.
Yes.
I would also go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I would also describe you as an advocate.
You know, I am an advocate for positive change and truth. You know, I believe that whatever's hidden will come to the surface. And so anything that is honest, true, I'm all for it. And I want to help ensure, as someone who's in communications and who is able to be placed on certain platforms, make sure that the truth is out. Especially in the climate that we're in with media being attacked by our government. So I want to make sure that I help facilitate and bring about the truth.
I love it. We need people that do that. So as I shared with you, with Stay the Course, this incredible program that I've lived through. I can say that I've lived through, and as I've shared it with different women and shared about, dealing with burnout and recovering from that and rebuilding your confidence and, becoming courageous again.
Yes.
Becoming courageous again. Making the space so that, you are able to do the things that you want to do and create, the legacy that you want for your children, your beautiful, son and daughter, and, have the relationship that you do with your husband. All those things require a starting point, right?
Yes.
all those things require you to be very, very intentional. We've worked together for quite a while now. We've worked together for quite a while, and you have been very intentional about your growth, knowing that there have been certain things that you've needed. So if you wouldn't mind, if you would, can you share with us, where you may have experienced burnout? And you don't necessarily have to get into the details. It's totally up to you what you share. But where were you?
The first time I can honestly say I experienced burnout was when I moved out here and got my first job in mortgage.
So, yeah, if y'all can't hear, she's got that little southern twang to her. She is a southern girl.
They gotta put me on blast like that. So yeah, I moved out here from Cincinnati. I'm originally from Arkansas, and when I got my first job in mortgage, I was going to school online because years ago I wanted to do my own thing and live the artist life. And so I got a taste of corporate America, and it was as if the creative everything was just sucked out of me. And I was like, this is not life, And so I was laid off several times. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was still in mortgage, and I was laid off that final time. And it was like, you know what? I'm not even going to go back to work. I'm just going to stay home. I'm going to nurture my children. I'm going to be the domestic housewife, and it didn't work for me. For 3 years, I was in a new burnout stage because I was constantly, being nurturing and a supply for my child, this newborn. And so I experienced a lot of depression and anxiety. And when I had our second child, our son, my mom decided, I'm gonna come out there. I wanna share this experience with you and watch your children grow, because she watched and helped with the my nieces and my nephew. Like, she saw them grow up and go off to school and stuff. So when she came out here, that first year I was still here. We were doing our thing. She was very helpful. And then I decided, you know what? It's time for me to go back to work. Like, I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I also knew that there was still some stuff in me that I had to share with the world. And so in doing that, what helped was my position at the church, working in ministry at the church. And then that propelled me into gaining enough courage and confidence to go back, but work for on my own terms.
Okay, so hold on. Let me just back you up a little bit. So, you move out from your hometown. You're in a big city, and you're early 20s.
Yes.
You then come across the country because you're independent now, or even more independent. And now you jump into corporate America. That doesn't work out. You get married, everything. That doesn't work out. Now you've got a baby, so that's another life change. And then you have another baby. And then you're at home. And then now you've got, in addition to your family, with your mom staying with you, which is a blessing. But there's still not a satisfaction there. Like, there's something more that you're looking for, right?
Right. So I always say I'm a hybrid work from home mom. I'm the hybrid. I can work from home, or I have the flexibility to, thankful for my mom being here, to be able to go out and do work outside of the home. And in the beginning, it was like, okay, I got this. I could do this. I'm only working like 10 hours a week and everything is good. And then the beginning of the year, I started having more responsibility and more projects were coming along, and so I'm handling it. And then when I was given an opportunity that I thought was good for my growth, it was going to help expand my knowledge of a certain industry that I haven't worked with professionally, which is the nonprofit sector. That was a whole beast within itself. Mm-hmm. And I found myself working literally 30 to 40 hours a week on the stuff that I was previously, doing. And then now with this new organization on my plate, I'm working an additional 20, 30, sometimes 40 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Then having to be here, be mommy, because the kids, they don't care. When I come through the door or whatever, they're going to jump on me. Mm-hmm. And they want to play, and they want to be read to, and they want to sing, and they want to go to the dinosaur park. So eventually it just came to a point where I was crying every day. Like, mm-hmm. What am I doing? Mm-hmm. Like, is this worth it? Mm-hmm. So that was, and that was what was my wake-up call to reach out and I said, hey, I need to learn how to compartmentalize the things that are on my plate. Mm-hmm. I need to learn how to multitask.
And we know. Now, for everybody that's watching, listen to me. Multitasking is a big, fat lie. Yeah. It is a lie. We cannot do multiple things well. We might perceive like we are. But to do... Our brains are firing. Look, that's a whole... let me leave that on the other side.
Right, that's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode by itself. But here you are, and I mean, let me ask you this question, Marla, because I hear so many. I read a lot of learning and development things. I read a lot about leadership. I study leadership. That's my thing, and then people dynamics, right? And so when you hear about the fact that whether it's in the church or whether it's in corporate America, whether it's in the nonprofit sector, we have so many generations that are under one roof. And there's so many different dynamics between each of the generations. And there's this idea that, oh, well, I can have it all. I can have the family, I can have the career, I can have the fun, I can have the this, I can have the that. So what is your definition of having it all? What does that mean to you?
It means you can have it all.
Okay.
You can have it all, but at what cost are you willing to pay for it?
Ooh, say that, honey. Say it again.
Are you willing to pay for the lost time with your family? Or are you willing to work until you're sick, like you're literally physically, mentally sick, and you can't do anything? I think that self-care is very important. I'm learning that, I just said it yesterday. I said, I need a spa day. Because this week alone, mm-hmm. I've come out of a very busy season. And so my calendar opened up, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I got all this time. What am I going to do with myself? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I had to find things to kind of fill those spaces, and the communication piece wasn't coming like it should have.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Then you get into the mental fog. Then you get into, I need to go lay down and take a nap.
Listen, Sylvia said facts. She said...
It's so serious. And so, I do believe that you can have a measure of the things that you desire to have, mm-hmm. what God wills for you to have, mm-hmm. and still be centered and focused to do those things well. But you have to come to grips with, okay, I can't do everything right now, mm-hmm. or I can't do everything this week. Mm-hmm. You have to be sure to organize yourself
Right.
in order to stay focused on those tasks at hand.
Right. Right. You know, Ratasha says, "Hey girl, I got New York in the house for real. This is my girl Ratasha. Yeah, she's joined us from Brooklyn. So Sylvia, you got she's from Brooklyn. Yes, we were in New York together here last point. When were we in New York? In August. No. Ratasha, when were we in New York? Girl, see, I'm all messed up. October, my bad. October. It was just last month. Listen,
I bought some really cool boots at a consignment shop when I visited a friend, one of my girlfriends, and she lived in Queens, but I got my boots in Brooklyn.
There you go. There you go. You know, so we're talking about this concept of having it all.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so I've shared this with you. The Wheel of Life, the 7 F's, right? So we talk about having, the wheel and the spokes, and each one of the spokes represents a key foundation in your life. So your faith, your family, your fitness, finances, friendship, fun, your future, your freedom. All of the foundational pieces that we have to have in life, and not necessarily, we're not always going to be balanced in every area. There's going to be an ebb and a flow, right? So here it is, we're grinding in corporate America, trying to climb the corporate ladder. Oh, wait, that's not working. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm grinding to be the best mom that I can possibly be. Oh, wait, I'm tired. There's no give. Mm-hmm. I'm grinding to be the best wife. I'm grinding to be, there's this hustle and things will get out of sync. But yet each and every one of those pillars must have a level of importance, right?
Right.
Right.
My poor little wheel was sad. I have it right here. Let me go to.
Oh, she's going. Full disclosure. Oh my God, I didn't ask her to do this, y'all.
Listen. You can barely see it, but it was sad. Like them little lines over in there.
I hope you guys.
It's bad.
You know what? It's not bad. There's room for growth.
Yes.
Being able to see it.
Yes.
And to say, okay, you know what? Okay, I'm doing really, really well over in this area, but I really could use some help in this area. And
balance.
Yes, you find that balance, because if the wheel's not balanced, you might be bouncing on the concrete, or you might end up like I did, laying on my couch, trying to figure out what in the heck is wrong with me. So,
like me, crying every day for 2.5 weeks, and then going to a therapist and them saying, "Oh, we're just going to give you this prescription because your anxiety and your depression is through the roof."
It's through the roof.
Yeah, it's
exactly. So you're sitting up there like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? Let me pop a pill. What's wrong with me? You pop another pill, and then we go and
by the way,
say that like what?
I refused that pill. I was like, I am not taking that pill.
Good for you. Good for you.
I needed therapy, though.
And there's nothing wrong with therapy. You know what? And what's... So, when I was working through all this, right? And just coming up with, okay, how can I help women? How can I help women? When we talk about good mental health, self-care, you just mentioned mental health, and everybody's antennas go up. It's a little like, ooh, uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But we take care of our physical health. We take care of our spiritual health. We take care of our financial health. We definitely need to take care of our mental health, because everything begins with a thought. Everything begins with a thought.
I wanted to speak to something that you just said, though, because you said, how can I help women? And sometimes when we get to a place where we're in despair ourselves, we're hopeless, we're depressed. It's reaching out and finding someone else that you can help, which will in turn help you.
Absolutely.
So you don't know what these women are struggling with. They could be struggling with the same things silently, but you having the courage to even reach out to them in your own, trench, that helps to pull you out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my, you should see some of the comments that are coming in here. This is so great. Sylvia says, that's me. Ratasha she said, you are so right. No meds.
And I'm not knocking meds.
Absolutely.
I'm saying for me, it was something that I did not want to partake in because I knew what I needed. I just needed to talk through my issues with a professional. And if I believed that I needed it, then I would have said, you know what, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be on my terms.
Yes. Yes.
It's not going to be because a doctor pushed the prescription on me.
Right. Right. So we're being very, very clear. Number one, even more importantly, I think the number one thing is being able to say within yourself, okay, you know what? This is going to be on my terms. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I am strong, so I'm asking for help. I know that that's what I need. And so therefore, I'm going to go and get the help that I need. Now, when I make that decision and I'm presented with another decision, I now have another choice to make. What's going to be in the best interest of me? What is going to bring me? And that's not just with, a decision like that. It could be with anything.
Right.
It could be, you know what? I've spent years and years and years and years and years doing this type of work, but I really have a dream to be here.
Right.
So I'm going to take a step and I'm going to take a risk and I might fall, but when I come to it, I get another choice.
Right.
It could, it could be, you know what? I've had a hard time really believing in faith and believing in God. So, and I mean, it goes in every single area of life. We get to choose. That is the most powerful thing that we have. We have the power of choice. So, my next question for you. I'm loving this. This is so much fun.
Let me take a sip of my drink.
So let me get ready for a second, because I don't know what's gonna come out of you, Desiree. I don't know what you're gonna do, girl. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Amen.
So you're at this place. You said, okay, you've decided to become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
It would give you the freedom to be, mommy and be available, have the time. Things got really kind of convoluted and got really, really busy. So you made different choices. So where are you today when it comes to where are you today when it comes to, now that you have experienced this tapping out, this burning out, where are you today?
So needless to say, one of the things that was taking so much time and just sucking everything out of me, I've let that go. And I have no problem with letting things go. I think a lot of times we hurt ourselves by trying to hold on to something that God is like, no, you need to let this go. I need your full attention so that I can heal you.
Say that again. Yes.
Yeah, seriously. We try to hold on to stuff, and he's like, no, I told you to let that go years ago. And as soon as you let it go, that's when doors of opportunity over here that were supposed to have opened up for you has that chance. And so this week I've done a lot of self-reflecting, and I've come out of some mental fog, and I know that there's a chance of like detoxing and flushing all of residual stuff that is kind of hanging on. But I'm at such a better place now because I have an opportunity to work with my mentor and be right in with what it is I'm supposed to be doing. When I'm with my children, yesterday we went to the dinosaur park, and I'm able to be right there with them.
Fully present.
Fully present. And I'm not on my phone texting. You know, an email comes in, it can wait. It's not that big of a deal.
Yes.
I feel comfortable and confident enough that when I see something that may put me in that position of burnout again, because it's waiting, you know, somewhere. I'm confident enough to stand and say, "Oh, no, I recognize you from last time. You gonna have to stay over there.
Like, you're not invited to this party again. I didn't invite you the first time.
No, you're blocked." Like, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, not over here in this camp. You know, because I want to be fully present and I want to succeed and I want to do a great job. I don't want to be perfect, but I want to do my job and do it with excellence and integrity.
Yes. 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 And that's and that's in every area of life, right? It's like we get to choose what's the most important. What do we value the most?
Yes.
And how do we take that and move that forward? I've shared earlier in this week, I'll share it again tonight. You know, I've spent thousands on programs and different things like that, trying to figure out how to get rid of pain. And the transformation that has happened didn't come from the program. People can join the Founders Circle and they can be in a community of women, and just because they join doesn't mean that change is going to happen. But what's going to happen is that you're surrounded with women who are willing to bet on themselves. They're willing to take the risk of going back to, okay, where am I starting from?
Yeah.
And going through the steps and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to take the action that I need to take in order to get to my next step. And then once I get to that next level, okay, now here's my starting point. Yes. What do I need to do now? What do I need to get? Where do I need to grow? And we just continue to go through the circle. We go through the cycle. We go through the growth. Having known you for the years that I've known, having seen you grow, having seen you go and become this mogul. I love that word. This woman that you are, where you're succeeding in your marriage, you're succeeding as a mom, and you're doing it your way. You're succeeding in business and doing it your way. I think that is to be commended. And here's a question for you. When it wasn't working out, when you're going through the change and it wasn't working out and you're feeling like you're failing, talk about the thoughts, the mindset. Help the women.
Man, that's a loaded question. Because when you're going through, you have no thoughts. You know, people say, oh, you got to be positive. Oh, you need to, speak it into existence, claim it, name it and claim it, peace and prosperity and all this stuff. And it's like, that ain't working.
All the buzzwords, right?
It's not working. It holds no power. I'm down in the trench and I'm like crying to God, like literally, help me. Like, not why. Not how did I get here? Not when are you going to get me out? Help me right now. Because I can't do this.
Right.
And I will say this. I remember there was a situation. This was my husband might get mad at me for bringing this story up, but I think it's relevant.
Look, save the names to protect the innocent.
Oh, he's tagged it in my profile. So, we were getting our pool remodeled, and it was a very very stressful time. Mm-hmm. And right behind our home there's a lake on one side and there's a mountain on the other. And I remember I was so broken and so upset. I was like, Jesus, if you real, you said. I was like, okay, Jesus, we about to have this talk right now. I pointed physically at the mountain and I said, you said that if I had faith of a mustard seed, I could call on that mountain to be removed in your name, and it would move. That day, he moved that mountain. Mm. And so all I know is when I'm feeling defeated, when I'm feeling like I've lost my confidence, and I call on God, and I know that he hears me, then that's all I need. Like, I don't have thoughts of, how am I going to, I call on him, and then he starts depositing into me, okay, call this person, or, go and write in your journal. Mm-hmm. Once you start just to get it out, then he can fill you with goodness. Mm-hmm. And that would propel you to the next thing that could help facilitate you coming out of that trench.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to get to some of the comments. Terry says, pain from something you did eases when you realize God already forgave you. He is just waiting on you to forgive you. And if he already has, who are you to hold on to it? Terry, you better preach, girl. What's the next little thing you can do to go forward? That is so incredibly good. So incredibly good. When we are experiencing pain, especially when we've done it, and we have not learned how to have a healthy way to release that, it's very easy to internalize it. It's very easy to keep it there. And Terry, in what you're saying is that there's this level of boldness that we have to say, okay, Desi, get out of the way. You said that you believed. You said that this is who you are. So trust that it's going to be okay. Forgive yourself so you can move past it, because a lot of the times there are many women that I've met. I mean, just recently I had an experience where, I'm talking with someone, and the experience that she had, I mean, she's relating to things back that happened 30 years ago. And when we don't know how to, I can't even, the thought that just came to my mind was catch and release. Okay, here it is. Here's what's in my hands. All right, what am I going to do with it? Okay, you know what? Let me not hold on to it so tight. Let me let it go so that I can be ready to receive whatever else is there for me. Yeah. And trusting that when I open my hands, it's not going to be more pain.
Right. Well, I think too, we've been conditioned to tell our stories, right? To gain a sense of sympathy from other people at times. Mm-hmm. And so there are times where when we share our story, if we haven't healed those places, it's if we're going through it as the very moment that it happened.
Yes.
And so there's things in my past that, it comes up and it's okay, God has already forgiven that, or I've forgiven myself for that. I like what Terry said. When we don't forgive ourselves, we allow for the manifestation of guilt and shame to come in. Mm-hmm. And guilt and shame takes root in our lives. And I believe that's what brings on the depression and brings on the anxiety, because it's like, well, you start throwing pity parties for yourself, and can nobody bring you out of your own pity party but you?
It is, and I will stand on this. The thoughts that we think create the things that we experience.
Absolutely.
And I mean that it's scientific. It is scientific. Ratasha said you need to be able to have a friend for transparency. A therapist is an excellent suggestion to release the emotional stress of life. Absolutely. Yes.
I say I have my 5. So as a musician, we learn what's called the circle of fifths.
Mm-hmm.
So
the circle of fifths?
The circle of fifths.
Fifths, okay.
Yeah. So it's like sharps. It's a circle with sharps, flats, and different notes, but it's the circle of fifths.
Okay.
I haven't been in music theory in a long time, but I remember it and I see it sometimes pop up, and I'm like, oh, okay. But in my life, I have my circle of 5. So I have my mentor. I have my spiritual mother. I have my accountability partner. I have my teacher, and I have my coach. And each one of these individuals are women.
Mm-hmm.
I have my husband. I have male friends. I have my mom, my biological mother, who I cherish. But these individuals are who help to push me to be great.
Hold on. Okay, listen, y'all. I'm telling you something right now. That was fire. I mean, if I had some emojis, I'd put them up here right now. Marla, say that again. The circle of fifths. So your circle of 5 includes
my spiritual mother, my accountability partner, my mentor, my teacher, and my coach. And I remember what you were saying, these people in that particular circle. So, because I drew it too. Here it is. That's my circle.
Yes. Yes.
So, in that circle, that's the circle that, is fluid. People can come in and out of those positions at different times in your life where you're either growing, or if you are stagnant, those individuals are fluid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who, I love to learn, I love reading, and so I'm always going to have a teacher. Whether I'm paying for it or whether I observe someone who's very scholarly, I'm learning with that person.
Mm-hmm.
When I thought about that, it's all these women in particular have helped me in my walk, in my journey, in my professional life, in my home life, to encourage me and to push me to do great things. And they themselves are doing great things. My spiritual mother is in her 50s and is going back for her master's degree.
Listen,
I have 2 doctors, honey, in my circle.
Ladies, see, I knew you were going to be in for a treat tonight with Miss Marla Matime. I knew it. This right here is fantastic. And it's not something that it's not a theory. It's real. It is real, and it's something that you are actually implementing into your life. And
each one of these individuals have no qualms in calling me out on my, what. If I'm wrong, you need people in your circle that's going to be like, wait a minute, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're transparent enough to share with them certain things, and they won't judge you. They won't make you feel like, if you're making a conscious decision to do something that is going to better you, whether it be financial, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional.
Mm-hmm.
These individuals will help you along your way,
and you give them full permission to hold you to your highest desire. If you say, Desi, this is what I want to be, this is where I want to go, you give me full permission to, Marla, what are you doing?
Right.
That's not what you said you wanted. That is huge. Here, we got some more. Terry says, Marla, I call those times the times when we recognize his miracles. So I think she was referring back to when you were talking about, when calling, God, here's, you said, this is what you said. We've got Sherry. Hey, Sherry, she's joining us from Colorado. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you could be online with us tonight. Terry says, sometimes we feel we need to be punished for the bad decision. I think the angst of knowing we chose so wrongly is the punishment. Mindset.
Ooh, that's good.
If you are still suffering over it 30 years later, even murderers only get 20 years. Have mercy.
Come on now.
Have mercy.
If you want to bring it to the carnal.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's powerful. She said, pity parties are easier than jumping out of our own rut. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, I love this. Instead of your physical circle, your soul circle.
I like that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Marla, you were getting so much love tonight. I love it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Stay the Course. If you haven't heard anything from this young lady tonight, in her youngness and in her wisdom, how much she has learned the foundation of what it looks like, what success looks like, her own way. Her own way. I'm so ecstatic. This has been so incredibly good. So I've got one final question. I got one final question for you. If you were to encourage a woman listening tonight on what they could do to stay the course, what would you advise them?
Two things. First, you have to be decisive. You have to have one mind about what it is that you want. And you have to stand true in that. And don't let anybody come in and tell you, no, that's not how we do things. You tell them, that's how I'm going to do it. And watch me work. Watch me work, girl.
Yes, I love it. I love it. She said, make a decision and watch me.
Yes.
Make a decision and watch me. Well, listen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
So some years ago, I was watching. I used to watch Dr. Cindy Trim a lot, and one of the things she said was, "You're one decision away from changing the trajectory of your life."
Yes.
And so, if you make a decision and it feels right, God has given us the gift of intuition. And as women, we have to operate in that because it will never steer us wrong.
That's right.
So once you make that decision and you know, okay, this is it, you may find some bumps in the road, but don't get discouraged.
That's right.
Because the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
I love it. Don't you guys just love her? You guys give her some love. Give her some hearts. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Terry says you have surrounded yourself with some smart cookies for this course, Desi. Honey, let me tell you something. All we do is win. All we do is win. We got to make sure that we keep the people that we need to have around us so that we can become better. So, Terry, thank you for that. Ratasha said, Marla, you are breathtaking in your awesome presentation. I see the word resilience and powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry said, love it. And Sylvia's up here giving you a standing ovation, honey. This has been
thank you.
this has been absolutely fantastic. Marla, I thank you so much. I just adore you. I am so incredibly proud of you. And thank you for trusting me and taking this this journey with me for this week, and sharing your story, and just being open and willing to allow God to use you so that you can help others.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me onto your platform. You are a force to be reckoned with. I want to be like you when I grow up one day.
You know, I love you. I love you. I love you, honey. We are one wing angels, and we lock arms, and we're gonna fly this thing together, boo.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. We're gonna fly it together. Oh, we got some more love here. We got some more love. Kirsty Norman, she says, thanks for sharing the lessons you learned with us, Marla.
Oh, thank you, Kirsty.
Sylvia said, hashtag winning. Sylvia also said, thank you, Marla. Thank you, Marla. So, ladies, again, the Stay the Course, the Founder Circle is open. I would love to have you join us as we move forward in going down the path from our starting point to our meaningful life. I love you guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. I might have some surprises for you this weekend. I just don't know. But me and the kids, we're going to go hang out and have a good time. So love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. And I will see you again on Stay the Course. Take care.